Today I'm with the CEO and President for Great Lakes Graphite, Paul Gorman. Paul, how are you today?
I'm very good, Tracy, and how are you?
I'm very good, and we're just going to get right into it because I have been and had your story brought to my attention from Peter Epstein and a number of other writers telling me that you're the next great graphite company to get into production in North America. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, and the reason why is we've spent the last 7 years understanding the market, understanding what customers want, and most importantly, having a great deposit that will be able to supply an immense amount of flake graphite to the North American customers as well as the area right around the Great Lakes, and that's why we've named our company Great Lakes Graphite.
Now, for the InvestorIntel audience, can you just go back a few steps and explain who Great Lakes Graphite is?
Sure. Great Lakes Graphite is a company that has a great property up in southeastern Quebec in the Outaouais region. It's a property that has been explored by other companies, and we were lucky enough to actually acquire it in March. We are now working very quickly to a resource calculation on that property, and we're working very closely with customers in the Great Lakes region to be able to supply them that flake graphite from the property that we've now just purchased a couple of months ago.
So it's my understanding that you have very high-grade graphite, and then your production timeline is 2016. Is that correct?
That is correct. In fact, in the industrial minerals world, you don't have to do what the traditional mining companies have done, which is spend $35 million and spend 10 years trying to define a resource. In the industrial minerals world, which is Great Lakes Graphite to a T, what we're doing is we're moving 3 different parts of our company forward all at the same time. We're doing sampling with our customers, we're doing a resource calculation, and we're doing financings to actually make sure that all of those things happen. And by 2017, we're going to have a mill up and running and providing graphite to North American customers who have been getting it from China for the last 50 years. So it's very exciting.
I'd like to recommend for our audience that you go online and look up Mr. Gorman's bio. In doing some research on you, I see in 2008 you helped finance 4 different graphite projects. Did I read that correctly?
You're absolutely right. I actually did the thing that you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to actually research companies and then put your money into it. I did it the other way around. I actually invested into these graphite companies and then realized what I was doing after. Now, all of them did very well, and I'm very happy to see that these companies have actually matured, and it's given me a lot of insight as how to run Great Lakes and how we've done very well in putting together a good team, a very good property, and a customer base that will be happy to receive our graphite once production starts.
Well, having met some of the individuals in your company, including the fact that you have 4 Pauls in management, what I do want to know is what kind of benchmarks, because you're moving very, very aggressively, that we should expect as shareholders and interested parties in, say, the next 6 to 9 months?
Sure. So that's a very good question. It's asked of me all the time. The biggest thing for us is to have that resource calculation done. And once that's done, we can actually go back to our customers and say, this is how much graphite we have, this is the purity levels, this is the grade of which the graphite is, and we can start a very, very definitive sampling program with them. That takes a lot of money and takes a lot of time, so we're putting about as much time into the sampling programs as we are into the geological understanding of our deposit. So doing those things, it is very aggressive. But we can't sit around and we can't wait. We have to move very quickly because there's a lot of peer groups out there. There's a lot of other graphite companies that are moving in the same direction. I believe that there's enough room for all of us, but it would be very nice for Great Lakes Graphite to be the #1 or first producer in North America going forward.
So I hope with all the time you're investing in what you've just described, that you're also working on end-user relations, because we, of course, have been following the electric car material race for the Tesla Gigafactory deal. Yes. Can you tell us what kind of end-user relations that you have? I mean, we know you come from a finance background. There's a big difference between a finance background and, you know, an end-user relations, for instance, in the electric car industry.
Absolutely, and we have to be very, very cognizant of the fact that customers in the Great Lakes region, as well as the rest of North America, have been procuring graphite from other places. You can't just walk in and say that you've got graphite and that it's going to fit the specifications of what they need. In the last 5 years, my business partner and I have spent numerous trips, gone to a lot of different places to talk to the different carbon companies, the trading houses, the electrical battery storage companies, all the guys that are really going to drive the graphite industry forward in North America. We've spent time with them. We understand their vision. We understand what they're going to require. And that's helped us build our business plan. So now we can actually show these customers a very, very well planned out program, sampling, understanding the engineering, understanding the MSDS sheets, and going through all of that procurement process so that when we get in front of a refractory company or get in front of an electric vehicle company like Tesla, they know who we are, they understand that we have a very, very good high-grade product and that we'll be able to supply them this product for many years to come. And they really like the fact that this face gets in front of them on the other side of the desk and they realize that we're trying to develop relationships and provide them with a product that's world-class at this point.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Tracy.